So I would like to invite Bill Carter, who is the CTO of OCP. Hi, Bill.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How do you feel today?
Great. Yeah. Good. Great discussion. Yeah, I like to hear what other people are doing and kind of reflect some of my own observations. Working remotely and try to stay productive over the last 6 months or so.
Yeah. So I would like to talk with you a little bit about the OCP community. So the community is quite a large one, around 200 companies are members. So can you tell us a little bit what is new for the OCP community regarding all this pandemic, and what will be the new perspective for this year, for the upcoming year? What is the future?
Yeah, great question. So we have operated as a collaborative community, and we rely heavily on collaboration tools and call-ins and Zoom meetings, and then we also rely on workshops. So we're having to replace those in-person events with a more collaborative type of Zoom meeting or online meeting. And I think Jeremy touched on a lot of that. We've worked really closely with FTS to try to figure out how we do this. In fact, this seminar is all about how we navigate this hybrid environment. Back to our normal kind of day-to-day work where we're doing engineering calls, project calls, and so on. I think that I've seen some, changes in our social behaviors, in our social stress, and I think that we touched on a little bit of that. Being empathetic to individuals we're working with, being aware of what they're going through, and then taking some appropriate action. So some of the things that I've noticed, and again it's interesting because I was thinking about this last night, this morning, and then also listening to other people, and what I'm hearing is they're experiencing the same things that we're experiencing here in the community. So there is higher stress levels. Whether it's trying to get connected prior to a test, just getting online and trying to share bandwidth with our kids that are in virtual school. I have a college student that's literally online this very moment. We're sharing bandwidth this morning. That adds a level of stress. The time of day is another interesting aspect. I think that when we have these sessions, that there's a lot more mental demand that it places on us to stay engaged. It takes a little higher energy level, and by the end of the day, I'm much more fatigued than I had in a real in face-to-face meetings. And so today we're doing a 3-hour symposium. I think that's important. We got to kind of think about the level of fatigue when we do it during the day, and then how long we do it. And interaction with people, that's really important, that we do things to keep people interactive. So what does that mean to our community? We have more one-on-one communication. I think it's less text messaging and less email, and more call on the phone and chat with people. I think we have to be cognizant of the workload that we place on people and expectations, and recognize that that this higher level of stress exists. And like Alan mentioned, we have to have empathy and be aware of what personal needs are with our community. And so what's happened, we're trying to look at what's necessary and sufficient to run these meetings. We're trying to be as efficient and productive as possible, be sensitive to time. And even within our own staff, what I notice is that we all need time to kind of recharge our battery. And I think about stress levels, it's a lot like a battery meter, although inversed, where, we build up stress throughout the day, and we need a chance of downtime to recharge that battery. And you need a weekend to go do that. You need an evening to go do that. You need a good lunch break, to go do that. And it can't be a 5-minute break. It needs to be like an hour lunch to go recharge. It's like the old rechargeable batteries, right? You kind of have to cycle them all the way down and then recharge them all the way up, to keep that lithium ion battery healthy. And I think that we have to, view our stress and manage our stress, in the same way. I think there's things that you're doing today to create this interaction with everybody who is attending, and that keeps us engaged. It keeps us participating. I love the poll idea. That has been an inclusive exercise. And there's other things that we can do to kind of stay engaged that help us, eliminate or relieve some of this stress. We were, as you know, we were getting ready for this call, and we all logged on a few minutes early, and we're setting up our offices and getting our lights turned on and our, putting away our bag, and I got my water bottle, and I'm trying to hide that. And just a little thing like turning on our cameras early and seeing how everybody else is dealing with it actually is a stress reliever. I watched Dirk put away his backpack this morning, and kind of move it out of the way. I routinely hear Archana's dog in the background barking, or Kaylee's dog in the background barking. We have a dog, very much part of our life. When I hear a dog bark, it's nice because I know they're going through the same things that I'm going through. So little things like that, just leaving our camera on and letting people experience, kind of the real world life of each other. We again, it just allows us to participate, be a part of this, be empathetic to our surroundings and what we're all going through, and ideally reducing, our stress levels. So I guess that was a long-winded answer.
That's a wonderful answer. And I really like it because it makes me think about also being authentic and being real, even if you are working from home, really trying to show your personal side and the things you liked and appreciate in your life. So thank you so much, Bill. And we are ready to move to our next